Green light is exactly what we've got here tonight. It's Thursday night. You have tuned into Matchfit Entertainment. What do we do on Thursdays, ladies and gentlemen? We do ACC Live for Asrnz's 2026 GT3 World Challenge. It's getting towards the pointy end of the season. It's round 10. We're at Watkins Glen. I'm Davo, and as always, right by my side, J-Man. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, g'day, Davo. Evening viewers. Welcome back to a Thursday night. Love a Thursday night, Davo. You and I
Absolutely
get to call the last one of the week effectively.
Yes.
And this one will be a biggie. Both you and I, big fans of Watkins Glen.
Yes.
And this will be a great format tonight in what is the Sub-Series 2 Intercontinental GT Sprint round here at the World Challenge. So, looking forward to the proceedings tonight. Obviously, we have got a pretty quick fire quali coming up our way.
We do. Boys
then,
in driver brief at the moment, I suspect, J-Man.
Yeah, might give us the little opportunity to just touch base on what is the point structure at this point of time, I guess, for the sub-series, Davo. If you're all about that, we can have a quick look at that, because 3 rounds to go in the series. It is going to fly by pretty quickly, my friend.
It is. J-Man, points for your perusal there.
So as you can see, Sam Carson, top of the tower there, 355 points over Steve Malling, who's had a great campaign actually, both Series 1 and Series 2. So far, 303 points. Ash Vertigo, I think, I don't know if I saw it. Oh, yeah, he is on the field, the 175 car. Good to see Ash back, running from third in the series over Lee Perkins, the ever spectacular, the flamboyant Datsun driver, Lee Perkins, a.k.a. Merlin the Wizard. Over Jake McKellar, former series champ, for Shane Fodero, the man at the moment that's got a ton of pace on board. You're about to see it, I think, viewers. Ken Simpson, Damien Jones, Uncle Joe, and Steve Wilton to round out the 10. And look, all of those guys in there at the moment. Phil Turner, McDonald, Enright, Icarus, Moss, First, Fam, Kim, Leon Jan, and Wally Baker to round out the 20. Now, Wally Baker's out there tonight. A few of those names I mentioned just before him not. So the opportunity to just increase his way up the board there, which would be pretty exciting stuff. And
absolutely.
Well, Watkins Glen, what can we expect? Well, first and foremost, I think it's yeah. I mean, down into one is always entertaining, and how much runoff and who saves the track limits for later in the piece. They've obviously are talking more about. I think. Maybe for race 2. Obviously, we're coming up. We've got a 6-minute qualifying session. So it's pretty much a one-and-done situation for these drivers. They get out there, cycle the car up to temp, fire the level best in, and then get ready for race 1, which is a 20-minute, 5 p.m. scheduled. So late afternoon here at Watkins Glen for race 1. And mandatory pit stops are required, which we love the format that these guys have put on the series. Minimum 25 seconds a fuel dump, which they'll try and get close to as 25 seconds they can. We sort of see that the average is around about 27 seconds. And then server reset will go get ready for the feature main. And that will be, I think it's around 40 in it, Dave. It's double the distance.
Yes, I think it's something like that, 40 or 50, yes.
Yeah, and obviously, once again, mandatory CPS in that one also. Grid will be set based on the finishing positions of race 1. So pretty entertaining. Buckle up, enjoy the ride. This one will be good. And Dave and myself will try and keep you up to speed with all the action, all the passes, and the big moments, and maybe not some of the smaller ones, Dave.
Well, one thing will be guaranteed. Super fast, plenty of passing up to the bus stop up the hill. And down into 1. And look, when there's moments at Watkins, they generally are big ones. But just like you said, buckle up for this one. Look, never fails to deliver. I mean, just the side-by-side action, particularly.
Green light, go, go, go.
particularly in the first few laps, heading up to the bus stop there, there's always something going on. So look out for that.
Yeah.
Boys,
Yeah,
rolling out
100%.
of the pit lane now, J-Man. So 1 lap qualifying.
Yeah, who is first to go? I can see DJ Damien Jones already out there. Just gone to a new machine, as you're aware, Davo. So my track map not entirely where I'd like it right now. However, we do have plenty of other information available, but I do believe Damien Jones first one out, and then obviously followed pretty quickly by a few. But as you can see on the totem by the white icons to the far right of that totem, plenty of drivers still sitting there opting to sit this one out for a little bit. Just try and buy themselves a little bit of fresh air, a little bit of track position. Nature of the track though, Davo, it is very flowy. There's not any significant hairpins, so to speak. I think the final
turn. Yeah, there's a couple of you sort of got to get pretty heavy on the brakes on a few of them, but you know, they're just because the thing's got such a high average speed this track. I mean, they're just ripping up to just everywhere, but there is no slow corners, so to speak. You're right. Couple of heavy braking areas, and that's why we do see some fairly healthy overtaking attempts, which we love, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, down into the boot. I suppose that's a pretty big one down the bottom of the hill there, heading into the boot, and obviously just pulling it up at the heel as well. But Damien Jones, aka Jarkus, about to commence his first and only flying lap for this session. Welcome aboard, Isaac. Good to have you tuning in again, and Sam Carson. I hope all is well, my friend, and I hope it's just a little bit of life's got in the way, because we will miss you out there tonight. Your ACC program has been really, really solid this season, so thank you for tuning in. If that's what the plan is, we appreciate it, and yeah, enjoy the show. And that's significant, obviously, because we just went through the totem, and sub-series 2, Sam Carson is the current series leader by around 50 something points. Sorry, I'm sure you picked up on that awkward moment through the bus stop chicane from Damien Jones in the Red Bull Aston Martin, just getting a big handful of opposite lock. So maybe that tyre not quite where it needs to be.
Not yet.
And he doesn't get a second bite of the cherry, mate.
He doesn't. You're right there. Who's the next car on track?
Try and get a read on that.
It's a 74 car.
Uncle Joe. Yep. So the LJR Mustang. Bit of updated paintwork throughout the season there. And then he has got, I think, the BMW of, is it a Beamer? Yeah, Damo Icarus, I think, trailing him as well.
In the bright green BMW, that will be Icarus.
Yep. Then Kenny Simpson after that. So we'll see what this lap makes out for Jones. I think he's probably just going to rue that little moment that he had.
I think so, J-Man.
As he goes 146 with a 600. And who'd you mention? Uncle Joe. Following straight after. 48.9.
Icarus, then Kenny Simpson coming through now as well.
So 6.3 for Damo. Fotolo to the top though. 44.650. That is the better part of 1.4. Although Steve O'Malley just drops in there.
No mucking
5.9.
Expect the Ferrari of McKellar, I suspect, to go well as J-Man.
Yeah, absolutely. Expecting big things from there. I think Perkins coming around, and I think this one here is for his formation, his flying lap now. As we see Ash Vertiger and McKellar all of a sudden drop, and it was Wilton in there as well.
Yeah, Wilton actually pipping Melling there in...
Got a 10th on him?
Yeah, so not too bad, and I think we've mentioned it a couple of times. You know, Steve, definitely a part-time driver. I think he's got a little bit of time up his sleeve at the moment while he's on holidays, but you know, for a guy just to, you know, sort of not be hitting the track every week to be able to be punching those numbers out is
Holidays,
pretty
really?
special.
Is he on holidays? Is he, David? I almost feel like train drivers, like school teachers, have far too much time off.
Probably. You know, it's government sector stuff. So.
Oh,
Lee Perkins, last car on the track in the Big Bad Dado.
how can you not focus in on this car? It always is some sort of sideways. I don't know how he makes it make a lap time like that, but funnily enough, he does. And I expect him, I think, to be in the top 4 bics, somewhere around Wilton Vertiga is the pick for me. Just watching the car, it's a relatively tidy lap. Could prove me wrong. Could
Qualifying.
Go a touch better.
He's just going to lock down a little bit more.
It was quite tidy, isn't it? It's quite straight.
For Perkins, it is extremely tidy, J-Man.
Yeah,
notably. So.
Yep. Still black lines being left, though, I see.
He's leaning on it, but yeah, a little to no opposite lock, so doing really good. And across the line, where does that land him in third, second? Yes.
Just ahead of Vertigo, so second row. Yep.
Yeah, nice work.
It was a good lap, actually, a 5.3. It sets the stage for a great battle, viewers. Obviously, Fodado got some serious pace. I think, realistically, I think we're going to see him in the sprint race really force the issue and press on and set some blistering times. But McKellar, Perkins, Vertiga, that's a battle to behold. And then Wilton, Malling, Enright, Shields. That will be fantastic. I reckon there's a lot of camera action going on between... I'm going to say between 4th and 8th or 9th. That'll be a neat little battle because those guys play for keeps.
Absolutely, good to see Shields. Sure, haven't seen that car. Been a bit intermittent throughout the series as well. So good to see Shields here on track. 15 on track, and a good solid field here tonight.
Yeah.
Like I said, a couple of mentions like Wally Baker back in the seat after a little bit of a break as well. So good luck to Wally. Just quickly, while the boys populate the grid here, ladies and gentlemen, you can see on screen there, massive giveaway from the Get a Sim giveaway from GAMAFLARE and Matchfit Entertainment.
What a prize.
Yeah, what a prize. And you can just see on the graphic there, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, a whole bunch of quality kit there. And all you got to do is just get your phone out and scan that to QR code. The one on the left there, the other one will take you to our Discord. So the one up next to the GAMAFLARE logos, just get your phone out and scan that QR code and yeah, free to sign up and get amongst that. So we do thank GAMAFLARE, obviously Simblacks involved in Multi Racing, and of course ourselves. Here at Matchfit Entertainment. The only way you can get that QR code, ladies and gentlemen, is to be watching one of our streams. So definitely get your phones out, give that a quick snippety snap and get straight over there and sign up. You too could be sitting in that rig racing here at Asrnz in the next GT3 series. Terms and conditions apply, but yes, get on it, guys. Get on it. What a great prize. The boys are starting to roll around on their formation lap now, J-Man.
Yeah, and Ken Simpson looks like, unfortunately, missed the start, Davo, and if he does get back in time, that'll be a pit lane start. But you know, it's not all doom and gloom. He will effectively miss out on the what potentially could be the turn 1 malarkey. I'm hoping for better, but you never know. It's a short race.
All the bus stop drama.
Yeah, a lot of testosterone got to try and get through there, so all in one go. We'll see how this plans out, but no, it's a shame for Kenny. But however, really, really interested to see the start here. And I think from Perko, on McKellar will be an interesting one. How he gets that dado, we know. I haven't actually had a little bit of a look, and I'm not entirely sure whether Watkins Glen actually gives us a speed trap here. I'll have to check up on that. Don't know that Watkins does actually, but anyway, we'll come at you with that. But the Datsun,
I think
really
you're
renowned
right.
now, good straight line speed.
I think you're right there, J-Man. So we'll have to maybe focus on what sort of we can pick up off the dash on the car here, and we'll do our best with that as well. But look, this high average speed stuff, it just is, which. That's why it entertains such good racing, because the guys are able to, get side by side through these down these short shoot straights, and really carry some pace through the corners. So always fun to watch. One of my favourite tracks to drive and call, J-Man. So it's going to be fun. Shane Frodo and Jake McKellar sitting on the front row there. Lee Perkins, Ashley Bettiger, nice work from Ash. He's actually, since he's got back into the series only a few rounds ago, has improved every round. So nice to see him in fourth position, sharing that second row. Steve Wilton and Steve Melling, good mates, sharing the third. Aaron Enright, Neville Shields, Damo Icarus, Damo Jones, Joe Grimmer, Rowan First, Darren Green, Wally Baker, and like I said, J-Man, Kenny sitting in CQ number 68 Mustang, starting from the pit lane, which is a bit unfortunate, but like you said, he might dodge it for mayhem. Who knows, but we're about to go green, that's what we do know, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, round 10, race 1.
Mr. Goddard tuning in. Good to have you there. Right on cue, mate, for the race start. Davo's about to give us the go-ahead.
Boys all formed up. Watch that mid-pack like J-Man mentioned. Let on up there. I can guarantee you with the Datsun getting off the line and Jake McKellar having to cover down to 1 immediately. Nearly contact. And Perkins through. Look at what's going on in the background here, though, with Melling. Melling's actually dropped back. Look at all the boys that have got past him. So Wilton's through, but Enright there, Shields and Icarus all going at it.
Yeah, on a night where I think Melling needs to capitalise on Samo not being there and just drop back a few already. But a great start from Frodo and a great start for Lee Perkins. I mentioned that I was interested to see how the Datsun went off the start procedure.
It's crazy stuff, did really well. Aaron Enright and Icarus literally side by side through the bus stop there in the background. Mustang v BMW. Jones tucked up in behind that. And then Flounder and Steve Melling, he is literally
down 3 spots.
From the third row, well down into ninth now. So tough work for the McLaren team there. First, get Wrigley in the Ford. Lee Perkins, what a jump, J-Man. McKellar tried to cover it off, but he the punch of that thing down the hill.
Well, McKellar coming back on him now as the lap sort of progressed. He's sort of, but Wilton, the big mover, Davo, he is definitely feeling comfy. Only up 1 spot, but just the attitude of him in the car there just looks ready to go. And right on the back of McKellar. McKellar was attacking the back of Perkins, and he's all of a sudden had to think about what he's up to. As we see the first of the pit stoppers for this compulsory stop will be Damien Jones. We always see somebody do this. Roll the dice, get it done early. It's only a 20-minute race. Minimum requirement 25 seconds of fuel. So he gets in. Come at you with what the numbers look like. Just to confirm, there is no speed trap. We are right there, Davo.
No, that's right. Out of the front of Wilton's car there, you can see McKellar and Perkins going at it, but way up in the distance already. This is only lap 2. Is
checked out.
Friday checked out. Literally fastest lap so far. Obviously on the lead lap. on the opening lap, should I say, but plenty going on. Vedica, he was in 4th, so Wilton has been past him as well, J-Man.
Yep.
So he
And
4th.
Faraday looking for probably, I would think if it was coded, it'd be mode A. Just go out there with all that fresh air and just smash as many laps towards the end of the 20. Come in, do your 25 seconds and likely going to come out with fresh air. Doesn't want to stop early and get caught up in any of the early stoppers like the likes of Jones and maybe Simpson, who's lagging back a little bit with that pit start. So look for Faraday to run long here in this first one. Perkins, however, McKellar, that is going to be a game of chess to see what happens there. Also, I think Wilton, Vedica, Enright, that was one of the ones I called at the start. I think we removed Steve Melling and Nev Shields out of that. And Damo Icarus up a couple of spots as well. So he has turned up to play in the BMW. Little air gap. It's got around about 1.5 seconds to make up on those boys in front. But Aaron Enright has a big look. The Texaco, it's the battle of the oils, so to speak. And how's the irony given the current situation in the world? We got Shell going against Texaco.
Yeah,
and,
Team Fossil Fuel running up the hill there right now, just burning it up, boys. We're loving me, eh? And,
we're doing our bit for the environment here, Davo. We're burning virtual gas.
Look at this, and good close stuff actually from Enright and Vedica there. Yeah, good close battle, actually. I thought that Vedica might have stayed in touch with Wilton more. But alas, I mean, he's got plenty to worry about just right behind him, so no surprise, really, that he's maybe a little distracted.
Oh, Faraday looks so good as Melling now gets Shields.
Oh, nice.
Gets Shields for a pass there. I wonder if that was a little mistake, Davo, but he got through.
Oh, Shields off track there, so Shields has been in the wall. Just picked up on the end of it in the replay, and Melling sneaks past there, so a little bit of damage on the front of the...
Faraday with a 144 with a 3, Davo.
Yeah, so nice stuff, eh? Yeah, quick, eh? Seriously.
Wow.
The car looks so solid.
Uncle Joe, yellow flags for Uncle Joe. What is the Leslie? Okay, he's heading off down there. And Kenny Simpson's caught him. Car doesn't look too bad in the front end. Just try and get a read on the rear. No, I think he's managed to keep it relatively safe, but I think he's going to come to pit, so maybe he has got some bent steering damage or something going on there.
Yeah, so just picking up on a replay there, Groomer just getting tangled up with the wall, let's say.
Yep. Enright in the pits also now. Pulls himself out of that battle.
Yeah, and Green was in just a moment ago as well, J-Man.
First, I've been watching the Rohan First and Wally Baker battle, and it is on. Who's just up ahead of them, mate? Is that Nev Shields?
Yeah, Nev Shields after a little excursion off track. See just here where Shields, I think he just got up on that outside wiggle strip, turned the car into the wall on the left-hand side of the circuit there.
Yep.
Car looks like it's still got some pace. You can clearly see a little bit of damage on the front of it, but yeah, it seems to be still carrying some pace, but you can clearly see that bottom just flapping around. That is Wally Baker, like you mentioned, with Rowan Burst.
So Enright does come out of that pit stop, Davo, just in front of Damien Jones by the smallest of margin, that bit though. So first part of the battle there is sorted. However, lots of company from Damien Jones and well up to speed by the look of that as they tip it down into the boot. And that's actually allowed Ash Vedica, who was battling with Aaron Enright earlier to really start putting some heaters. He gets a good run on Steve Wilton as they come out of the roller coaster, head down to the bus stop. Just tips it in. No. Farmer wasn't going to agree to that.
As a very measured driver, Asrnz, he's like, oh, I'll get up here, but I'm not going in there.
And Damo Icarus has wound that gap back as well, mate. It was 1.5, it's now 1 second. It had been just under the second. Awkward bounce there for Ash.
Yeah, right at the wrong time there, just picking up the lap car, Joe Grimmer. And he was offline and going slow, but the boys just, like I said, that Benninger car bounced hard, didn't it, off that outside wiggle strip.
Yeah, and so first through on Baker in the recent past as well, so he did get that job done.
Baker actually gone back considerably, so I suspect that maybe a little
what has he gone back?
snaggy mistake in the background there while we were just keeping an eye on these boys. Wilton, Benninger and Icarus. Where is Melling now? See, Melling not too far behind, so he's up position, a couple of positions. Obviously, one of them was due to, I think it was somebody, an Enright pit stop.
Yeah, 100%.
And maybe the other one, the
Jones
pit
yeah,
stop.
as
We just see Shields
Nev
actually in the
Shields.
background there. Jonan just rolling on it in, which allows the cars we were just talking about, the first car and the Wally Baker car, just sneak on past. Enright and Jones, J-Man, that little fight hasn't gone away. These guys just obviously early pit stoppers, so it'll be interesting to see where they land as it all shakes out.
Yeah, Darren Green, epic in the stops, Davo, 26 seconds. Next best was Damien Jones with 28, and obviously Enright on a 30. Nev Shields currently in the lane. Uncle Joe's was a 41. That would have had a little bit of damage, and I'm still getting a read on Kenny Simpson's stationary time as the stewards held him in Sector 1 before he got to commence that race from the pit lane. As we already get the call for halfway through the first one. Man, it does not take long for these sprint races just to fly on by, Davo.
No. Just I don't know. My eye caught this McKellar starting to apply a bit of temperature to the back of that. That's now.
Yep.
So Perkins, albeit ahead of McKellar, doesn't.
Might be a time for McKellar to stop, undercut him.
Or maybe either or both. I don't know. I just wonder. But look at how punchy the skyline was out of the final corner. So interesting.
Yeah, they've dropped Wilton.
Yeah. So they're not mucking around.
Vettiger in. And so this is the battle that was, remembering it was Vettiger and Enright. Enright went, I think he went 30 on the jacks. Yeah, he did. So if Ash comes in here and does a 26, 27 or something, that could prove really, really good for him.
Going first, Wally Baker as well, a J-Man.
Yeah.
So the boys just coming up out of the hill there now. And with Jones, DJ, like
right on the back.
In tow. So we wouldn't want to muck around, because if he misses one, he'll miss both of them here.
Yes, you're correct. And we're approaching that 24, 25.
In the final corner, J-Man.
27, and 27 plays 30.
It's going to be too late. Oh, here we go. Let's get over the rear wing of Ashley Vettiger. There they go. He's got the shortcut pit exit here. Oh, he's got to keep it in within the lines there, and he does well, and he's picked it up.
He's right with them.
And look at him go, too, at the moment.
Enright and Jones battling hard.
Jones all over the back of the Mustang. Woo! Side by side up to the bus stop.
Oh, it's hard to get round the outside of that one.
That just reminded me of the Vettiger a couple of laps ago up the side, Wilton running up there. Again, and look, we called this at the top of the broadcast. I mean, it's just Watkins. It's so good to watch these boys as they run up through that roller coaster, that first complex of corners, and then up that hill so quickly up to the bus stop. But look at his train.
Wilton to the lane now.
With
and
Melling.
so, yeah, with Melling. And he'll be trying to cover off, I would say Enright, but I think he was far enough up the road. And Enright doing a nice, sorry, it was actually Ash Vertigo doing a nice 27. Enright was a 30. So I think Farmer, albeit if he just ticks the boxes here, nothing super spectacular, he will just come back out in front. And yeah, George, Fordo is in a complete different postcode. I don't think anyone will lay a hand on him here tonight based on the numbers. 44.3 best lap. I saw him back at 44.4 straight after that. Currently last lap 45.4, which puts him in the round with Lee Perkins. There's no one else going that quick. There's only two guys in the 45s last lap round. So just super comfy as Shano. Just missing a little bit of competition at the Glen. He's just far too prepared this week, I think.
Away from it as we just see Wilton actually exit the pit lane there, and these boys
What did he do?
right on behind him there. So he's
27.
He's come out in a good position. He's lost nothing there.
Yeah, I think net gain for those boys. So the undercut really coming into effect here because he was significantly further ahead of those boys at the time. So the undercut really is coming into play. And Shane Fordo, with just under 6 minutes to go, says, look, I'm going to take it now, get this done. I reckon he's seen there's a big gap of fresh air once he does this. Leaves McKellar and Perkins to go at it at the top, and they're only separated by around about 0.7 of a second. So both of them still stops to make. And if I just scroll down through the field, there is only Damo Icarus, McKellar, Perkins to make their stops. The rest of the field have done it. So it's going to get busy. But yeah, quite a big swing on the undercuts here. We saw it with Damien Jones going really early and coming right back into effect with Enright and obviously Ash Vertigo with the quickest stop than both those guys by obviously 1 second better than Jones, but 3 seconds better than Enright, and still came out behind him. So that's the overcut situation there for Vertigo, not quite working. Fordo 27 seconds, so another beautiful stop. The boys are well in tune with the pit stops these days, Davo.
Aren't they what? Yeah, very little mistakes. I mean, we see the odd one every now and then. Usually with a speeding infringement, isn't it? But like if they hit their marks, I mean, they're just so good on the jacks. So we see some very rapid times.
Right. Yeah, watch the Perkins and McKellar car here. I reckon they're both going to come in. Okay, so Perkins and McKellar goes again.
4 minutes. He's got the time. So, Perkins, very tricky pit entry here too. They've got to really.
Yeah, he was quite conservative.
Get off the throttle to get that car down and across into the blend line properly. Very, very tricky stuff. They nearly need to be in communication if the guys behind him, like McKellar there, you know, might have even had to call the in that he was coming in there just so that McKellar didn't get into the back of him there. Easily done here, J-Man. Kenny Simpson and Icarus also in pit lane.
So
they're actually side by side. Sorry to interrupt there, driving down side by
Yeah, they are. No, you go. You go.
There goes that Shane Fordo just zooming past there. There you go. A little bit of pit limiter drag race.
Perkins 30 on the jacks and slow off as well.
Whoa.
Slow grab of the gear or the starter procedure as well. So look for McKellar here to maybe grab few seconds of the stop if he gets a nice tidy one, and there'll only be one to go or something like that once he makes his stop. What are we looking at? Maybe 2. Yeah, 2 to go because Fordo Ooh, first little bit of sideways movement I've seen out of Fodero's
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
That car has looked hooked up.
He's on it though. He's well on it, as we just see McKellar nice and tight into the pit lane there. Very tidy run into the lane there. Gets that
Oh,
car.
way more aggressive too. Way more aggressive.
But just nailed it. Might
So
have done a
Baker
couple of
into
sneaky
the
practice
pit
runs.
stops again.
Baker in again.
Yeah.
Again. So not sure what's going on there. But yes, McKellar in.
Corporate rides.
Well, maybe. As we just see Fodedo out of the boot, part of the track, back on the main track here. Final complex corners into the right-hander. Only 1.5 minutes to go, J-Man. So this will be the final lap now.
I'll tell you, just looking at the timer on McKellar's car, he has gone 27 seconds. 3 seconds better on the jacks and a way more aggressive entry. I reckon he's done this easily.
And there is Greco in the background, well out.
Yep.
Off the circuit there too, full commitment.
So it's the first overcut situation we've seen really come into effect here. Got Jake McKellar maybe at all ends too, because he's got the window wiper on. I can't see any rain. Oh, it is actually scheduled for rain. Maybe we are seeing a few drops of rain on the last lap.
I thought there was scheduled rain tonight, and it is just, looks like it might just be starting to spit right here.
Yeah, maybe around that part of the circuit. Fodedo hasn't got his window wiper on.
No, but there's water on his screen, Jaden.
There is.
Yes, there is. So, on the last lap, they get just a few spots there. It'll be interesting to see what that goes into in the feature race, J-Man. Whether it hangs around. So, that'll be interesting. So, we have that little fight going on. Steve Wilton's been able to just step out in front of Enright and Jones there, because they are at it. Ashley Vinegar backed off that a little bit as well. And Melling after the pit stops equalises, got himself back up to 8th position as Fodedo clears the line. J-Man to take out the heat race here.
Yeah, 10.5 seconds at that too. Does it in real emphatic style. Just absolute domination.
McKellar and Perkins are both with the windscreen wipers on. Steve Wilton
grabs the top 4.
That's not bad, eh? Not bad at all. Yeah. Enright, Damien Jones in 6th, Ashley Vinegar in 7th, Steve Melling back to 8th. Bit of an up and down race for Melling. Greeny in 9th. Shieldsy taking out the top 10
real close
over Damo Icarus. Look how close this field is, J-Man, in this short race. Rowan first, Kenny Simpson top 13 in just a matter of seconds. Joe Grimmer in the background and Wally Baker in the pit lane. So, nice work from the boys there. And Fodedo just running away with it. No surprise in the Lamborghini. Okay. Joe Grimmer just wrapping up his lap there. Last car out on track. And we'll go past Wally Baker as his McLaren sits in the pits. So yeah, nice work to all the drivers there. As we do a sneaky little quick intermission, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in a moment. Hit the like and subscribe while I'm away. And we'll see you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you've just joined us, then you have joined us, tuned in to Matchfit Entertainment's live coverage of Asrnz's 2026 GT3 World Challenge, round 10 at Watkins Glen. And if you have been watching for the last 20-odd minutes, we just wrapped up what was an awesome heat race, or race one for the evening here at Watkins. Epic stuff. We are just about to kick off in the 50-minute main race, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Davo, J-Man right by my side. Looking forward to this big one, mate. This big race.
Yeah. This will be great. This will be just a little bit more, a bit more opportunity for Shane to stretch his legs. But the rest of them, really, we saw how much the undercut played in effect there. I think the only time we saw the over was with McKellar on Perkins. However, this one a little bit different. You know, they know that technically they can still go very, very early and run this tyre out for the better part of 50 minutes. However, in the back of their minds, they will be thinking about the weather. There's a little bit of cloud cover at the moment. Nothing scheduled from what I can see for a little bit. However, it is only practice at the moment. And we'll see what that looks like. But it's
definitely hanging around, isn't it? Like, we did see a couple of spots in the final lap of race one. And it is definitely overcast. You can clearly see that. We just got a little bit of vision from the pit lane there. But the boys will populate this grid any moment. And we are just doing a quick double check on the weather. And it is looking pretty good. And while we are doing that, we are just going to pop this little bit of artwork up for you here to peruse, ladies and gentlemen. Get your phones out. Just quickly and scan that barcode on the left-hand side next to the GAMAFLARE logo, and you too could get a sim or win a sim. Look at that stuff. Great bit of kit. Proudly sponsored by GAMAFLARE, Matchfit Entertainment, Sim Blacks and Moz are on board as well. So, jump on it. Scan it on your phone. Sign up. Free of charge. Terms and conditions apply, and I think it's drawn in June, so it's still a few weeks away. So you've got plenty of time, ladies and gentlemen. So jump all over it. Awesome stuff. We are, like I mentioned, at Watkins Glen for round 10, and well on our way towards the end of this series, which has been a cracker. Good numbers for the Asrnz boys and the old ACC platform. Still got life in the old girl yet, but we've got a couple of other cracking tracks to go to before we wrap this thing up. But in Indianapolis, and then final round in Circuit of the Americas, which will be awesome, J-Man. These cars race so well there, so really looking forward to that one. What do we got, boys, on the grid?
Yeah, no, fantastic schedule for the back end of the series as we see the guys just make their way off for the formation lap. Even a couple of 11s on their way just to maybe just, leave a witness mark of where they've been and where they're going when they get back around again. So we'll see track evolution, a lot of marbles out there. Question earlier on about track limits at turn 1. I believe they are there. However, the boys have got some usage in that, so maybe they're opting to use that at the critical moments. I think it was Lee Perkins with a lap to go. We saw him incredibly wide out there trying to bridge the gap back to McKellar after that 3-second deficit on the jacks there. I think inevitably cost him that track position. It was a fine fight up to there. But, look, locked in now, ready for a 50, these boys. Still with that compulsory pit stop hanging over them. And a little bit of looming weather, Davo. Just a little bit of, what does that look like?
What does that look like? True that.
I think the next half an hour doesn't look so bad, but we'll keep you up to date with that. There is a bit of cloud cover. And Davo and myself never been scared of a bit of rain. Well, not up these ways anyway. Not from where we're sitting.
No, it's always fine in 24 where we are. So just watching Monaco there. cycling those tyres, hard acceleration and then heavy braking, trying to get some temp into the brakes and the tyres and the rims and the like. McKellar looks like following suit. So the top three definitely mean business.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And based on the first one, David, good evening, Matty Clark. Based on the first one, do you think Perko will get the same opportunity down to one as he did in race one with the Datsun on McKellar? You know, as McKellar looked to cover that off really early. I think Fordo has just got way too much pace at the moment. So if I was McKellar, it'd be more about defending that position, because we saw him all the way up to the second to last lap trailing Lee Perkins, not being able to pass him on track, and actually did a beautiful job in the pit lane to do it. So I'm sure he doesn't want to read the part number on the back of that Datsun for another 40 minutes and maybe try and defend that into one.
So very orderly formation lap here for the boy. Not trying to destroy the tyre or use too much fuel, obviously. Just getting enough temp into them so they're safe. But we will, no doubt, as they come out of the boot section and back onto the main circuit, we'll start to grid up here. Reasonably easy last couple of corners here for these boys to stay in formation here too, nothing too tight. Nice wide circuit as well here at Watkins. So yeah, these boys, reasonable.
The Lego car does go crazy.
Lego car, one of the best. One of the best. The driver's side of it's got the little Lego guy on it.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. I totally rate it. Okay, boys, we're just about to hit go on the 50-minute feature race here, round 10, Watkins Glen, Asrnz 2026 GT3 World Challenge, and Keller probably got a better jump that time. Didn't have to cover, and
no real chance though, because Perkins was straight on it up the inside. Jones sweeps round the outside of Enright. I think that may have been. Look at the numbers there. No, he does get him.
And look at him coming up on Wilson here, James.
Gets him.
No. Pulled out of a desk.
Oh, contact at the front. Lee Perkins, Shane Fordo through the bus stop chicane. Shane's going to go back at least 2 or 3 positions here. Straight in beside Wilton. So unconventional, and a little bit of hip and shoulder sees Wilton make the fence. It's not over, and Shane gets another hip and shoulder and meets the tyre barrier down into the boot. Gone from the penthouse to the shithouse in half a lap, Davo.
Yeah, so it looked, well, it was a forced error for Shane Fordo. No contact between the two cars from what I could tell. We just picked it up on the replay there. But both Perkins and Fordo compromised through the bus stop, and they both suffered from it, but obviously Fordo far more, and then just like the re-entry onto the track got tangled up with Wilton. There's a little bit of hip and shoulder there, and again,
well, if Shane
Fordo coming off second best, J-Man, yes.
Yeah, down 12 spots. If that car is okay, if there's no real damage to that, you watch this thing now go to work as he picks off the first one. It'll be Uncle Joe. Pulls down to the inside. That's the first part done. So he's got plenty of time to do this. We talked about it, 50-minute race. We've only just done, what are we, a couple of minutes in now, and man, he has got some work to do. And Perkins as well. Opportunist, he was right there. I'm thinking with you, Matty, I don't know if there was contact. I think Davo called it. I think it was just an unforced error. As we see Wilton Enright now battling for supremacy at the chicane.
Round the outside on Melling. into the
Wow.
bus stop there. So some heroics, I'd like to say, into the bus stop. But this is Watkins. We're used to this stuff, J-Man, and it's part of the reason why we love the place so much. But yeah, look, Lee Perkins definitely coming off better out of that little exchange up the bus stop on one. He does have McKellar in tow, and we saw these guys traded positions in the pit lane. They're very equally paced. A lot going on in the background. Hell of a background. Ashley Benninger now up beside Melling with some overlap. Forces Melling to the outside. Eddie Simpson tucked right in behind there. Bird's eye view for Simpson.
I reckon it wouldn't be a bad strat call, boys, if Shane did go in, because he looked to have all the pace and then almost got in a tangle with Wally Baker, and that's what he doesn't need right now. He doesn't need to tag someone with all his pace trying to come back through and then have to do a redress. That'll just compound his problems. But he does look to stay out there and use his pace, but it's those movements there. Wally going straight to the inside. If you get your timing wrong and a driver does that, you can actually just tag the back of them and rotate them. We've seen it many times before. But the front two really got a nice healthy lead now, 2.8 seconds over Wilton. Yeah, well, that's it. I reckon Shane's all about the fun for this one. And as he settles into his rhythm and just gets that little mistake out of his mind, I reckon we'll start to see those magical times coming out. We see a 45.3 for Lee Perkins leading the race. We know that Shane can run a 44.3 in race trim. See the car a little bit heavier in this feature race than the 20 they just ran. But I would expect them, if the car's okay, it has got some scuff marks on the front, to be able to drop into those 44s, Davo.
Yeah, it's just so early still. We're not even 5 minutes in. A lot's going on already in the first few laps. I'm sure Perkins breathing a sigh of relief to come out of that alive, that exchange in lap one with Foladay, but very wide and out on the dust there. Lucky not to actually make contact with the Armco there. Is he still a little bit rattled from it? The cars, these guys don't look like they're pushing that hard yet. Perkins and McKellar.
Yeah, McKellar looks more comfortable at this point. He's not using as much racetrack. He's certainly driving within himself. He knows it's early days. He's going to look after the tyre here because the very real aspect that 50 minutes around here, these guys will make this tyre do the whole duration. Just grab that 25 seconds of fuel at some point, either the halfway or the back end, and press on. So Foladay up another spot now. Also grabs Rohan first. Starts setting sail for Ken Simpson. Gets a little tricky after that because
yes, that's right, because they get quicker.
Yeah, they do get faster.
So who's that in the pit lane? Darren Green, J-Man.
Okay, seen that on my data. Yep, I haven't got Greeny on my data.
Actually, he's lost. He's out. So what have we got? Lee Perkins, Jack McKellar, and Steve Wilson in the third. Currently, J-Man that is right. Bending of Icarus, and then Jones. Is that
Ash Vediger on Melling.
Now we saw this only a couple of laps ago. Vediger up beside Melling. Same corner.
Same spot, mate. Yeah, 100%. He's strong there. He's strong up out of the boot, heading to the heel there. And he just made Steve-O second guess it. Steve-O was really wide on the entry. Just sort of gave him a half an opportunity, but then drove out on the high line and maintained. But every lap that you do that will just make Ash just want to go a little bit deeper into there and really just try and get that overlap. As now we see Foladay gets a good run out of the final turn. Can't even see the car right now from my angle. He's tucked up behind Ken Simpson.
You couldn't see the Lamborghini over the top of the Mustang.
Nah.
Like a block of flats compared to the Lamborghini. But Kenny no slouch, runs up the hill. Probably slowing Shane up at the moment, I would suspect a little there. Looks for the inside. Can he get enough on the Mustang? Kenny's just like, yeah, nah, mate, you're going to have to be up a bit further than that.
Yeah, and Vertiger doesn't have to wait to the boot to get Melling. He's already done it.
Oh, he's done it. Awesome.
Yeah, he'd done it before the chicane, before the bus stop. He actually got a good run out of one all the way up the hill.
Here we go. We're going to pick it up on the replay, J-Man. And it did start right back at one there, as you can see him run up the hill. We were actually just calling the cars that were directly behind him here. Simpson and Frodo, and that was going on just up in front of him, 100 metres or so. So good, clean stuff. Like you said, Vertiger, you know, he's sort of just been sniffing, and then gets it done. So we're Simpson. I still not past Simpson, Jamie.
No, and I just wonder now that the progress has been halted with it. You know, he plays a strategy here.
Do we see that stop? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's just keep eyes on for a moment.
Yeah. Not going this lap.
No, way too wide. Oh,
good run though. Good run off the final turn.
Yeah.
Kenny a little wide, just a little close to the wall.
Yeah, might have been a brush on the wall there from Simpson.
Simpson coming back with the power down the front straight though. It's just sort of towed him light back up. There's a little bit of overlap on the outside again.
You just see the thing moving around under brakes as well, so he wasn't mucking around. That's Aaron Enlight. I just see it in the background as well. Very sideways coming up the hill there. Easily done there. Slightly
Jones.
behind. So Jones on Icarus, just in behind that. Thinks better. Oh, Icarus with a snaggy bump on the way out of the bus stop. He seems to have managed it though. It has put him slightly offline, but Jones not close enough to take advantage of it.
Yeah, first reasonable bit of fresh air now for the Potato car, the number one car, after passing Kenny. Be interested to see what sort of lap time he makes. The leader with the fastest lap of the race, Lee Perkins, 45.3. Official 45.2 with a cut last lap. So pushing hard as Lee Perkins got that gap out to 1.3 seconds as well.
Steve Melling just trying to tag onto the back of Vertiger there after that pass. Car, just looking at it from out of the back of Vertiger's car, Melling's car looks like it's not happy. It just looks like it's moving around a little bit. So Melling may be struggling with a little bit of balance in the Castro McLaren at the moment.
Yeah, and Frodo does go fastest lap that lap round, 45 with a 2. As he starts getting a good visual on the back of that McLaren you talked about of Steve Melling's. McKellar nibbles back into that deficit again. So a little bit of ebb and flow out the front. I still think Ferrari.
Man, no, it's just these guys just racing really clean, and we're not seeing that flamboyant style that we normally see from Perkins either. So it's just they look like they're both just measuring. You know, like the race a little bit more, just going, okay, well, let's just, you know, get in that rhythm and let's just make some ground. Frodo will be coming.
Yeah.
It's a long way back, though, isn't it?
Well, he's just had another mistake, I believe, because it's back out to just over 2 seconds to Steve Melling, and it was a little shorter than that, I think. Yeah, so a little bit more of a mistake. I'm sure it'll show up on the lap time. However, what a great battle. Enright, Icarus, Jones, and Vertiger as well in the mix. And Melling's still trying to cling on to that. As we see them go side by side. Who's that? Damien Jones on Damo Icarus.
It gets it done as well, J-Man. It looked like Icarus just a little bit slippy. Oh, they're going to go side by side here.
Look for the run here from Ash Vertiger. Hey, mate. Damon Jones looks the inside.
He's working hard for that.
Icarus covered that off nicely. Very, very wide, though.
He's taking the NASCAR line there.
Yeah.
Because the NASCAR line is got a wall, I think. It can go right out to the Arco.
Yeah. They need it.
They do. Cup cars, so it's nuts. Okay, Jones again on the inside.
He
now
shows the nose.
He got a bit of a slap
And
on the
he's
nose.
put him off a rhythm here.
And that's all it takes. It's just that forced error. Oh, there's Bedinger taking advantage. We're in car with Bedinger at the moment.
Melling's in there too. What a great fight this is. Melling's going to look down the inside of Bedinger. It all looks on him.
Wow.
What a good battle here. Icarus not prepared to give it up. And Fordo's joined the party too as he looks to put a move on Melling. Coming into the boot. Right up the side, got the overlap deep under brakes. Can he pull it up? Yes, he can.
Just picking up on the replay there out of Melling's car, that action going through the bus stop and through the carousel there, J-Man. Very close stuff.
Yep.
A little bit more here before it wraps up. Ashley Rediger hard as well, like you said.
Good scenes.
Dane Frodo sneaking past there. Like, everybody was just on edge there. Super close with stuff, mate. Super close. Very tidy, respectful. Discipline. Racing is so close. So close. Awesome stuff. Again,
Uncle Joe on the wall.
It's just Watkins stuff, you know.
It is Watkins stuff.
We love it. And look, and I was going to say, before all that just started to kick off in the background, Wilton was in a really healthy space there. He's got a little bit of distance in front of him up to McKellar. You can just see the boys back a shot there on their way out of the bus stop. But he had a fair bit of space between him and the boys behind. Now, Enrights seemed to have been able to shake that lot off because of that little exchange there. And is able to now focus on Wilton, and that gap looks like it's closed, J-Man.
Yeah, Ash Bedinger just wide there as they drop down through the carousel after the chicanes. Really allowed Shane Frodo just to jump right on him. Shows the nose, and Shane does this, makes them really guess. We saw Damien Jones do it to Damo Icarus at the bus stop chicane a lap ago, and it just made him think about it. He missed the apex, gave him opportunity, and that's what gave us the 3 wide action. So
yeah, it's that forced error, J-Man. It's just breaking their concentration, just showing the nose, and making them either cover or open, leave you that little bit of space where quite potentially they didn't have to, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, and there's not a driver in this field, Davo, that didn't just witness.
Oh, here we go.
As Shane does come to the lane, didn't witness what Shane did lap times and percentages wise in lap 1. So when he turns up on your rear quarter, it certainly makes you pay attention because of the pace that he's got. Now, I think this is a smart play. Yeah, he did cross the line a little bit, just a little bit.
So Wilton in that clear space, not for long, I suspect. And let's get over the rear wing of Wilton's car there, sporting the Matchfit Entertainment war paint. Thank you for supporting, as always, Breakfast Crew there. J-Man, but yeah, look at that Mustang, the Texaco Mustang, not too far in the back of shot there, and well on his way, chasing down Wilton. Must stay focused here.
Yeah, well, so must Lee Perkins as well, because he's got a whole lot of pressure at the moment from McKellar. So McKellar with a little bit of a push at the moment. I just wonder if that's got anything at all to do with maybe his strategy on the pits here, because he's really up the ante in the last lap.
Oh, sideways again
Perkins,
from Perkins.
wagging the tail.
that's what we've been watching for the last few weeks. But look, just that little slip of the tail there. And look at McKellar, really up underneath the wing of the Datsun pretty sharply. So McKellar no slouch. And
30.
They go around for another
Yeah.
lap.
32 on the jacks for Shane. I reckon he's bolted a tyre on that. I reckon he has bolted a tyre on that, taken his pain and decided, yeah, I'll grab the splash of gas and I'll put a tyre on it.
Yep.
And look how much fresh air he's got. He has just got bucket loads of racetrack in front of him.
And we know how quick he is. And so fresh set of rubber.
We're going to see it.
Yeah, we are going to see it. Where are we at time-wise? Not even halfway yet. So he's got plenty of time to work at that. And Simpson and first couple of Mustangs going at it up the hill.
So Shane is a minute and 16 seconds away from Lee Perkins, the leader of this race. If they opt to take a tyre, it's about a minute 4 to a minute 5. So, you know, if he was predicting that the field was going to take a tyre, he's got to try and find somewhere around about 10 or 11 seconds in sheer race pace in this racetrack. Remembering he beat the field in a 20-minute race by 10.5 seconds. So, technically, if you run the numbers and the guy gets his shit together and runs the laps that we know he can do, he will be there in the finish. I'm still saying at this point of time with that strat, barring any incidents, that car is definitely a top 3 car. 100%. 100%. You watch this car.
You heard of me first, ladies and gentlemen. And look, I totally agree with you. You know, with the tyre on it, and now in clean air, just watch the pace. It'll be next level. Okay. Out of the front of Jake McKellar's car. J-Man, I'm sure you were just about to answer that question.
Oh, yeah. and just watching, even the entry, the exit out of 1 up into 2, McKellar's car placement slightly wider before he turns it in to the right-hander to head up the roller coaster there. He's just, look, he's straightening the exits. The car just looks compliant, super compliant over the curbs.
It doesn't look like he's really pushing the car at all.
No.
But he's matching Perkins' pace. So, car looks very composed. Very composed.
In right in the lane. So we'll look to see what this is.
Oh, okay. So he was behind Wilton.
Yep.
And he sort of wriggled away from that Jones, Icarus, Ashley Rediger battle, which I think Melling was involved with as well. 9-2.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. And knowing Shane as well as we do, Matt, I don't even think he's probably thinking about Wilton right now. He's racing the stopwatch on the racetrack, and I reckon his ambitions will be still to be somewhere once it's said and done around Perkins, McKellar. However, I think that's based on the current predictive pace of those guys. That's a big step, but I think he's definitely looking for the back of McKellar or Perkins's car, and I think numbers wise, we've just seen him immediately drop into the 144s, so 144.5. So, and he's just going to go and smash those times. And based on the leader, they just ran 145.6s, 145.7. So already 1.1 to 1.2 or 3 seconds faster than the race leader. So there's the first of the 10 seconds. Should they take a tyre that he's going to buy himself, and he just got to keep banging them out. He's got plenty of time. We just saw Enright go through. He did a 107.34, so 34 on the jacks, 107. So hence Fodado through on that car comfortably.
Big flurry of pit stops here, J-Man. Sorry to interrupt.
Massive.
Steve Wilton, Damo, Icarus. Damo of the Icarus variety. Ashley Rediger also in the pits as well. So a little flurry of pit stops there from the bid pack.
Yep, Shane was probably hoping that these guys went a few laps longer so he could really unleash this pace, this 144 pace that he's got in this car. He would have loved to have maybe run 3 unobstructed laps before he got into a battle. However,
he's going to get back into the middle of them, isn't he? I mean, in theory, really.
Yep.
So here he comes around the final corner, J-Man. Who is leading the pit lane first? It's Icarus, I think.
Yeah,
Shane
no tyre, fuel only.
Shane is going to land smack bang in the middle of this. There is Icarus. There is Wilton.
Yep.
There's Bediger only just leaving the pits now, so a long stop for Bediger there too. J-Man, what does that tell you? What's
34. Vedica was 32. 32 for Wilton, 27 for Icarus. So Icarus, definitely no tyre.
Yep.
Question marks are over Wilton. If it was an efficient tyre stop, he definitely would have got one on and pressed on. So I think Shane's pace is enough to clear Farmer. And then I tell you what, you often say harder to pass than a kidney stone. I reckon Damo Icarus is that guy tonight. He literally gives nothing away at the apex. So Fodo's got some work to do here. Is Melling and Simpson also to the lane?
Just picking up a DQ on first. We're just picking up a repo. I can't see anything. He's actually on the jacks in the pit lane.
Too fast into pit lane.
Too fast in. That'll do that. Okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Melling just getting that car down to speed there very nicely, as does Simpson's car. Looked destroyed actually before it came in the lane there, or it might have just been maybe just the way the light was reflecting off the CQ Steel Industries car. But Kenny Simpson in the pit lane with Melling as we speak, and obviously Rowan first in there as well with disqualification, no doubt, like J-Man said, from it's not just speeding into the pit lane, it's excessive speeding into pit lane, so it's dangerous sort of speeds. So yeah, that car's been pulled up. We did actually talk about how tricky this pit lane is to get into. And look, even potentially with a mistake on the track, you could find yourself as a bit of a passenger sliding into the pit lane as well, couldn't you, J-Man?
Yeah, 100%. Now, Shane really needed to do the, sorry to interrupt you there, Davo, because we saw the pace.
Yell at me anytime, mate.
You're right, the lap before he went deep into the 44s. We saw him do the 44.5, he went 44.3, then got tucked up in behind Steve Wilton and did a 45.2, so it took him back out that bracket.
He dispatched him pretty quickly.
Yeah, and he did, and he got through, so he gets the opportunity now to chase down Icarus. Now, Icarus will be on diminishing returns based on the fact he did not take a tyre. That is fuel only at 27 seconds. And so, albeit...
You can see the gain just in one corner.
Yeah, albeit he doesn't want to sit there for a long time, because like I said to Maddie on the chat box on YouTube, he definitely will have eyes on the likes of McKellar, who has now come to the lane. So this is going to be fascinating.
Here we go.
Just to see what McKellar does, whether he takes a tyre or whether he just splash and dashes this thing and gets back out there to try and get that track position. He's got box one in the pit, so he's literally off the jacks, let a rip potato chip and get into that go zone on the control lines right in front of him. He goes 32. I reckon he's bolted a tyre on for the fight of what will be Damo Icarus, Shane Fododo and co. Shane pokes the nose out to turn one.
Well, Icarus had a big hit on the wall and runs very wide in the back of shot there, as well.
Fododo's a half a chance here. And if he doesn't get him in the middle here, he's going to get him on the exit.
So Icarus particularly wide and very untidy through the final corner on the last lap, and the first corner on this lap. Oh, Shane want to be careful here. Icarus just looks a little loose at the moment, and like we said, he hasn't taken the tyre stop. So, wide. Look at
Wilton sideways in the back of shot there.
Oh wow, Wilton very sideways. And he's got a box seat for this. That is Fododo pass there.
Beautiful pass too.
Lee Perkins in the lane, as we call this. So Jake McKellar actually not that far in front. So let's get over to the rear wing of McKellar. And if you... Oh, we nearly saw Fododo come out of the corner there.
What Fododo will want here, Davo, is you want Lee Perkins to come out maybe just ahead on a cold tyre in front of Jake McKellar and defend vigorously, and that will bridge that gap, that 4.7 second gap. It'll just buy into Shane Fododo's progress here. He's cleared those other two. He's cleared Icarus and Wilton.
McKellar got Perkins in the pit lane last time, so
yeah, he did. But
is that doable?
roles reversed now. Roles reversed.
Well, going to soon find out. So, here comes Perko out of the pit lane. There is McKellar.
It's going to be tight. It's super tight.
He's easily got him by a mile.
Yeah. It was equal on the jacks too, I'll tell you that much for free. 32 seconds stationary, goes 105 total. And if we get a read now, we talked about the deficit for Shane Fodderdo. He was effectively a minute, what was he, as a minute 14 behind the leaders after he'd made that stop. He is now 4.8 seconds behind McKellar on corrected order. We know that Perko will go to the top over McKellar, so potentially Shane already at this point into a podium position. Oh, Steve Wilton really wide.
Absolutely. That's what it's looking like right there, straight away. There's a couple of other little things that could be thrown at him there, but I mean, who else? All the other boys are behind him now. Icarus is behind him, Wilton, Melling, Enright, Vediger. You know, Jones is the only one out in front because he hasn't stopped yet. And Joe Grimmer hasn't stopped either, so they're currently running first and second, respectively, the two of them. So we are over halfway now, actually down to 21 minutes left to run here in this 50-minute race. It's been a cracker. Action-packed right from the get-go. And
look at this pack, Wilton. Wilton, Melling, Enright, Vediger. They're back at it. Resume from race one. We are back into it.
It's picked up right where they left off. Actually, Melling, though, is in front of the two Mustangs, though. That's one notable difference in the way that looks at the moment. So nice work with Melling there. He's clearly got him in the pit lane. So nice
awkward
work.
Position for McKellar as he comes up and has to go the long way around Uncle Joe, and that will be favourable to Shane Fodderdo. He would have seen it, Davo.
Yeah, I think
he'll be hoping that he can get Joe in a better spot.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. I'm seeing 0-0 with Melling and Enright side by side into the bus stop chicane. Oh, that was tight. That was super tight through there.
And again, Vediger, front row seat to that action. Yeah, the Mustang is a block of a car, isn't it? It's not quite, it doesn't quite look as massive as the Skyline does, but it's a big chunk of car, right?
Damien Jones to the lead now.
Oh yeah, no surprise there. And that was, is that the last one? I think, Joe's still got to go.
Uncle Joe's still got to go. Shane's he's pulled away round, so to let Shane through. So that margin now, 3.9 seconds. The difference between McKellar and Fodderdo. Fodderdo last that round was a 44.8. Just wonder what this does to him. Okay, he goes 45.1. Plays 45.3 and 45.5 for Perkins and McKellar. So still got time. Just over 18.5 minutes remain in this one. Plenty of time for Shane to bridge that 3.7 second gap. You know that he's going to fire in some big ones. The boys really need to step into the low 45s. 44s if they can, but certainly 45s will help their cause up the front. As once again, Melling, big crash.
Whoa!
Massive.
We're just going to try and put a replay there. I'm not sure whether that was actually Enright just leaning on the back of Melling, trying to push him up the hill there. But it got all kinds of here. Let's try and pick up the helicam here. That's what it looked like he was going on there. They were looking for a bit of a bump draft there. Went terribly wrong. All contact for all three cars there, J-Man. That is not ideal.
Yeah, Ash got away with it better than the other two, but he'll still be carrying a bit of front end damage.
I expect so. Wow.
And Icarus.
That is unfortunate.
What was he's in the lane again. Damo is in the lane again. Second
Yeah.
stop for Damo Icarus. We saw him not take a tyre. Did it just get a little too much?
A little too sketchy. Oh, no.
All right, so we see the leaders come through. 45-2, 45-1. I said they needed to get better into the 45s.
And back a
Hard
shot
ask
there.
when Shane Fodderdo goes 44-8, so
He's
makes
coming.
another 3 or 4 tenths.
He's coming.
Every lap.
More than 15 minutes to go to J-Man. And he's coming in hot.
Yeah.
Like a freaking heat-seeking missile, oh, that thing is coming in. Yeah, easily. So you called the numbers just then. So Perkins, his last lap was 45-2, 45-1
Yep.
for McKellar, and a 44-8. I think you called as well for Mondo for the last lap. So he's on his way.
Yeah, yeah. It's just under 3 seconds now, so he'll just keep pressing, and you know what it's going to be like when he gets there. 1.6 is the margin. That's the important one, because the likelihood that McKellar gets company with Fodderdo really shortly, that could play massive favours to Lee Perkins with that little bit of an air gap. If McKellar starts defending for Fodderdo, makes it hard. As the time starts ticking down, that will just be super beneficial to a very different Lee Perkins this week. It's a Lee Perkins we're not used to watching. He's driven the car so much straighter than we're used to. I'm not sure. Like, I'm on the fence, mate. I got splinters because I normally prefer the sideways style. However, whatever it takes to win, Lee. Ash Vediger, like I said, that slightly beaten up car in the front is right on the back of Damien Jones now, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Milling in the pits, Jamie.
Yeah, a lot of severe damage. I don't even think that thing had steering, and he's doing the right thing here from second in this sub-series 2 of the championship, second position. It was a night where he really needed to capitalise on that. He comes out just ahead of Steve Wilton, who is effectively nearly a lap up on him.
Yeah, and through no fault of his own, either J-Man actually leading that pack during that incident. So they're very unfortunate for Milling as he just lets.
Can I give you a read on the numbers the last lap round again from the leaders?
Let's do that.
The top 2 with track cuts: 45.6 for Perkins, 45.4 for McKellar, 44.7 for Fodderdo. So that is why the gap now is 2.2. Time's ticking, just under 15 minutes. Chuck your predictions in the chat box, viewers. Can Fodderdo get there? But more importantly, can he get past?
Yeah. No, these two smooth operators in their own right, McKellar and Lee Perkins.
I thought you were talking about the 2 in the chat box.
Right. Oh, that too. But yeah, like you said, you know, it's one thing to catch them. It's a whole different ball game to get past him, isn't it? And there is to him. But look, nonetheless, he is in third position, so he's got a podium position and deservedly so. Got a little bit beaten up in lap 1 there, but the car didn't get overly damaged, and it was pointing in the right direction the whole time, so it wasn't like punched into the wall or anything. So he's just recovered really well. He just really has focused on his race and got back into it.
Yeah. Well, look, McKellar's responded, Davo. He has responded. 45.3 for Perkins, 44.9, and the first of the 44s for Jake McKellar this race, and it's at a time where he knows he needs to do it, over a 44.7 for Fodderdo. So McKellar closing the gap there on Perkins, and he needs to, because here comes Shane Fodderdo, just a mere 3.4 seconds from the lead of the race, 2.2 from second position. Get bet on P1. I reckon it's a pretty handy bet, to be honest, based on the numbers. It depends on how hard Jake McKellar. Davo's called it all night. We thought that McKellar's driving well and truly within the capabilities of himself in the car. The car has not looked out of control or ragged at any stage. So is it about now where he just lets the thing eat a little bit.
He just gets on it a little bit harder, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just very measured drive from McKellar. And like you just said only moments ago, from Lee Perkins, we're used to seeing that car with plenty of opposite lock on it most corners for most of the race, and we just haven't seen that from Perko tonight. And
Beautiful drive. Yeah.
Yeah, here he is leading the race, and doing it relatively commandingly at the moment. But look,
44.9 for Perkins that time now.
he's responding.
45.1 for McKellar, but a 44.6 for Fodeno. So every time the boys step it up, he just goes a notch better.
One more, yeah.
So this is fascinating stuff from the leaders. From the trio at the top, they are really starting to let these things go now, and the lap times are coming.
Back to Perkins on Joan.
Yeah, he did have all the opposite lock he needed on lap 1 for sure. It certainly would have got the tyres into a working temperature range.
Yeah, pretty
quickly.
Yeah.
Ash Vediger still going to battle with Damien Jones. It's a great little battle. They got some air gap the road to Wilton.
Yep.
And why am I getting a yellow flag there for Jones?
It's just come off the track.
Jones
there.
off at the bus stop chicane.
Oh, snaggy bump off the first ripple strip there, J-Man, the right-hand kink. And it just kept going on him.
Yep.
That was unfortunate. Kept it off the wall. You can also see in front of Ash Vediger's car clearly still showing that little bit of damage there with the after the end right milling incident as well. So he's doing well to keep. Well, I thought he was doing well to stay in touch with Jones, but Jones with an unforced error pretty much there into the bus stop, which puts Enright also in front of him. So Enright and Vediger have not been too far apart the whole race, pretty much.
Oh, so that's the first time we've seen McKellar in a lap since we started calling this battle just go slightly quicker than Shane Fodeno, 6/1000ths of a second. Yeah, so McKellar was the fast guy out that time. 2 seconds is the margin. 0.8 is the margin for Perkins to McKellar. Obviously, McKellar doing a nice job that last lap round. As we see, better portion of the field now, a little bit spread out, obviously, with the exclusion of Damien Jones with that replay that you just witnessed there. Man, he can. He's got Uncle Joe, I think, to like chase up the road. However, outside of that, the field is relatively spread apart from the front three. 1.6 now the margin. Shane Fodeno 1.5, so he's on a heater. I'll go and look at the delta and see what it looks like. Shane Fodeno a 10th.5 away from his PB at the moment, which is a 44 with a 3. He's on the money. The other boys are only a 10th.5 away from theirs, which are both 44.9. So good net gain here from Shane this lap as we see the timer there, and it is starting to tick. We're under 10 minutes left to go. Is it just going to be a step too far? We talked earlier about him making it back to the podium, and he's done that much. Can he grab that little bit more, or has he just asked too much of the set of tyres? You remember, he went in earlier than these boys. They've got the luxury of slightly newer rubber, only by a lap or two, and he has pushed really hard. You know, he's been in those 44s a lot longer than the boys as we see them come through, and they go through with just having a look there at the times, 5.3, a 5.2 and a 5.2. So once again, Shane Fodeno's plateaued out the pace. It's all just fallen away a little bit now. It's just maybe
as he resigned himself, J-Man, to go, well, look, without, you know, overstepping the mark, that's all I've got, you know, like, and just going, well, okay, let's just bring this home now and grab the points. So
yeah, either that or, you know, he's been right through the toolbox and there's not many tools left. Yeah, I think he did. He definitely looked good through Sector 1, Sector 2, and then it all dissipated, maybe somewhere out of the boot. It is not done. It is never, ever, ever done until we get towards that last lap, especially at Watkins Glen. I've been involved in a few doozies here, Davo. One of them in particular that you called, GT3 Racing, Mark Madgway coming out of the boot. I think that was it was a critical one there. I went 6 on the trot that night. It was all from a mistake on the last lap from Madgway. It's a great track, isn't it?
It is. As we wind down, just under 7 minutes to go here, J-Man gives us, 3 maybe laps, 4 maybe. Let's crunch the numbers. But out of the front of Bono's car there, he can see the McKellars, the likes of Jack McKellar and Lee Perkins up in out of reach though, with only 6 minutes to run.
Yep.
What are those last times looking
like?
like?
45.2 for Perkins, 45.1 for McKellar, and a 44.6 for Fodderno. So he just found
quick.
he just found a little bit more pace just to really keep those boys honest. And they'll be so aware right now, this point of the race, starting to wind down to those final 3 laps, about what they're doing. McKellar with a push now, heading towards, well, closing in towards that half a second deficit behind Perkins. And I reckon if he gets right on the bumper this time around, he will have a good look. And I'm going to say that it's probably going to be a look at turn 1 for McKellar. He's looked so solid there. He's looked very, very stable through the bus stop chicane. So maybe coming down through the carousel there, good option for him as well, to try and get some drive out of there and really put the heat on. Perko is now, it's 0.4, which makes it only 1.4 for Shane Fodderno as well away. Just looking through the field, there's some big gaps throughout there. 13 seconds of difference from Shane Fodderno to Steve Wilton, another 7 seconds to Vertigo, another 4 seconds to Enright, nearly 10 seconds to Jones. And this is by way of a few incidents throughout this 50-minute race, which already 45 odd minutes into. Going to see reasonable numbers from Shane here again. He's going to go into the 44s again. The other boys will be just outside of the 44s. They'll be 45 low.
Perko looked slow there. McKellar really ranged up under the wing there that time, and Perko very wide.
So 1 second the difference now between second and third, 0.5 between first and second. It is on. 4.5 minutes left to run. Oh, this is going to get spicy at the back end. Because he's right in the zone of almost picking up that draft up through the roller coaster now.
It's definitely getting close. It's only a couple of car lengths more. He'll end up getting that draft, and that will change things absolutely, J-Man.
Oh, he is closing. He is definitely closing. Yeah, I'm going to go live to the deltas and see what it looks like. Yeah, so Shane is only 1.5 to 2 tenths away from a 44.3. The other boys are a couple of tenths away from 44.9s. You can see it out on track now. He is, with probably 2 to go, is going to be right on the back of Jake McKellar if it keeps trending the way it's going. Needs to just stay in his rhythm until he gets there, because the rhythm is faster than the 2 boys at front. And then once you get there, maybe make a couple of different decisions on where to place the car and have a crack, because he's not going to have long if he gets there to have a go. So see them come through one more time. And there will be 2 to run after this. 45.3, 45.4 and a 44.9. Jake McKellar, the only car through there to get a legitimate track time recorded. The other 2 slight runoffs might not necessarily be a recorded track cut, however, was enough for the game to not register that time as official. So this is the spot for me where McKellar looks really, really good through here. The car looks super settled.
Yeah, it just soaks up the ripple strips. He seems to be able to use as much as he likes without obviously overstepping the mark. I mean, just everything about McKellar's drive tonight it's been amazing. It's just the car. It not once looked like he's pushing that car. It just looks so composed.
So Shane's really strong on the way in there. He's not so much on the way out, and he actually loses a little bit as they start entering the boot, and then closes it back up again here. He's very strong out of the boot. You and I have called many races. We've just seen guys just super dominant out of that corner. Twiggles, I think, going back a few seasons and years, was one that was just an absolute genius about how to place the car out of that part of the racetrack, that dominate the field on drive traction down the bottom of the hill there. Shane looks particularly good there tonight. He bridges the gap back. You can see it now, 0.4 between first and second, 0.6 between second and third, and about to embark on the final lap. So I mentioned he was probably going to get there. And what do you do with it once you get there if you're that close with one to go? He's in the draft now for McKellar. Perkins pulls out of that, tries to break that for McKellar.
He's been trying to break it for the last 2 laps down the bottom in the boot there. I've seen him moving around there, McKellar chasing it.
This will be an important run up the roller coaster here for definitely all three of them, but more importantly for McKellar. He needs to run to defend from Shane, but also try and mount something of an attack. Perkins looks like he's kind of got a handle on it at this point. A handle on it with half a second. There you go. Once again, Shane very strong through the first part. Loses a little bit when they come out of here. His line's a little shallower on the entry, and the boys got to get him on the way out. A lot better that time round. Stays with McKellar. A little bit wide. It's a little bit of air on the nose of the car as they tip in. Gives them a good opportunity and a half a chance for a run down the bottom of the hill here. A little bit awkward bounce off the curb as they head down into the boot. A little wide again. It's going to square the exit off. Straighten it up. Get the car on power. Look good here the lap before. Once again, does he fake to the inside? Does McKellar cover it here? Got to get on the marbles if he's going to think about it. Shows the nose. Goes a little bit deeper again. This is favourable to Lee Perkins as these two battle for second and third, Davo.
Yeah, good close stuff.
Two more corners to run. Perko's got this.
With just that one push, that's all he had there, J-Man. There's just not enough track left, not enough time left in this race. And we're going to see this finish up with Lee Perkins running across, taking the checkers over McKellar, over Shane Bonino.
Whoa, mate.
Cracking finish, ladies and gentlemen. Does
7
not get much better than that. Steve Wilton.
7/10 cover the field, Davo, the podium, sorry.
Steve Wilton rounding the final corner there for the 4th position with, I think it is the Melling car, but he's out of position there in the background. Ashley Bediger actually coming back for 5th position. Nice work after a little bit. Getting pulled up with Aaron Enright and Steve Melling there earlier. So Enright across in 6th. Damien Jones in 7th. Jenny Simpson in the number 68 CQ Steel Industries car. Still in 8th position, Wally Baker just come working his way up out of the boot section of the track in 9th, and we just mentioned Melling out of position. Well, he actually rounded out the top 10. Thank you very much for coming. Joe Grimmer in 11th, and then a couple of retirees in Green, Icarus, and I think DQ for going first.
And Darren Green out early as well.
There you go.
All right, first to the box, and after a massive comeback drive, Shane Fotto, you got us on comms.
Hey, fellas.
Mate, it didn't lack any enthusiasm or entertainment for that matter, mate. What a huge drive. Had to battle back there, mate. Talk to us about that. And about the stop. Looked like you went obviously earlier than the other boys as Cue the Rain just rolled in after that one. Fuel and tyres for that one, Shane?
Yeah, took tyres because I was struggling even after the 20 in the last few laps. But then I wanted to go a bit earlier so I could try and get an undercut. I think it worked. It came out past a few
You
people.
did all right. You did all right. As
Um,
the rain starts to come down.
Yeah, I
As we
called it
speak.
at the time, Shane, and I reckon you probably wanted those boys to go 2 more laps to really make the hay, and maybe, you know, Wilton obviously came in and you had to deal with that, had to deal with Damo Icarus as well, but you dispatched them, and the lap times are mega. We talked about your ability to drop in deep into those 44s. It was interesting that the front two decided that they could run some 44.9s late in the piece, and it was probably about 3 laps out of the last 10 that the boys actually got close to matching you, just when you had a bit of maybe a snaggy one and dropped into a low 5 or a high 9, and they were there or thereabouts. But what a massive effort, mate. Obviously dominant in race 1, like superior performance in race 1, 10.5 seconds. I felt like you're in management mode at that point. But that one, just a huge drive, mate. Well done.
Yeah, cheers. The boys had that elbows out at the start, and I was like, oh well, let's sort of make this one a bit more fun. But yeah, I had a bit of damage as well. Had to hit the wall and had about 18 seconds of damage, so the balance was a little bit weird. So I was just trying not to crash, really.
Doing it with some finesse as well, some superior lap times as well. So well done, mate. Always really exciting to watch a super quick Shane Fodder. Have to do it from 12th position and drive back through to 3rd. So well done, mate. Any sponsors or any supporters you want to shout at, man? Now's your chance.
Well done to Perko and Jake. They did well. A few more laps, that would have been interesting. And yeah, cheers for the broadcast, guys. I look forward to watching that.
Awesome, mate. Well done, Shane. Top man. All right, so there you go. That is Shane Fodder. Goes 1-3 for the night, and then we will grab Jake McKellar with a massive push at the back end to try and chase down Perko and also defend Shane Fodder on that one. But McKellar definitely did the job here tonight. Goes 2-2, I believe. Was it, I think, Jakey?
Yeah, mate, that's the one.
Yeah, so, hey, look, talk to us about the start of that one. Obviously, pretty hard to defend that Datsun off the line. It's just got so much initial punch. Read the part number for a fair bit. Obviously, beautiful undercut. Overcut. The only guy to make an overcut work in race 1. Talk to us about that. When did you make the decision to go later than your competition?
Yeah, I had to try something. He mentioned he had a pretty bad pit stop, so my one was pretty good on race 1. Race 2 was pretty good, the pit stop itself, but had a bit of a brain fart and didn't turn me pit limiter off. So I don't know how long it took for me to realise it, but that's why he had a bit of a gap on after the pit stop in race 2. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, because it was very comparable in the lane. All of you guys going 32 stationary, 105 through the lane, which led us to believe it was going to be really, really tight on exit. So that explains a little bit of that gap. However, nice push through the latter part of that race. Obviously, you could see Shane Fodder coming, and you were trying to deal with Perko as well. I saw you boys drop into the 44.9s, which was, I think, the time that you did it. Jake, was really nice timing, because obviously you're fully aware that Shane was coming and you were trying to deal with what was in front of you as well. So, hey, look, another fantastic night of racing out there, man, and amongst it all night in the winner's circle, no doubt about it.
Yeah, so Shane, I saw him come in, I looked at the numbers, I knew he probably didn't take tyres because he wasn't catching up fast enough. He had almost a second on us in practice, so yeah, I was definitely keeping an eye on that. One more lap and he probably would have got us, so yeah, I had to look forward and back.
Yeah, so he did take tyres in race 2, just burn them up trying to catch you boys, and
all right.
Yeah, but no, definitely like one of the specky races to watch this week, mate. You guys put on a hell of a show, Jake, and it's always a pleasure, and it's nice to see you, consistently in that winning circle, which we know that you can. So well done, mate. And look, if there's anyone you want to give a shout out, now's your chance. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll just do a shout to Lee Perkins. To be honest, he didn't put a foot wrong in front of me. He was very consistent for my liking. So
Yep.
yeah, well done to him.
It's the new version, the less sideways versions of Lee Perkins,
Yeah.
and it played dividends for him tonight. But look, you're well on the hunt for it, Jake. I think 10th here, 10th there, maybe a pit limiter, not quite snaggy, and yeah, we certainly, I feel like probably could have been talking to you last of the night, because that Ferrari did look super settled, probably the most stable of all the front runners tonight, especially through the bus stop chicane. So well done on the engineering and the driving, mate. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
So you go, Jake McKellar from P2 goes 2-2 for the night. But Lee Perkins goes 3-1. And we're welcome to the Combox, the new improved version of Lee Perkins. Like I said, the less sideways version. Not as fun to watch, but man, made it look pretty dominant out there in that second one. Perko, you got us on comms?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Mate, what's going on? You need another tyre sponsor, or you just decided all of a sudden after X amount of rounds to drive it straight?
Yeah, I decided going sideways too much doesn't work that well sometimes, so decided to put in a few more laps and get a bit of practice. No, it was good. Setup was really good. Once it got into a rhythm, it was great. Really enjoyed it.
Hey, and like I said to Jake just before you, nice response late in the piece of race 2, Perko, to respond to those lap times coming from Shane Fodderdo and drop into the 44s. It was nice timing, and I think it was probably a requirement from the two of you to hold off what was a hard charging Shane Fodderdo at the back end, mate. So just talk to us about, were you a little surprised in the sprint race with the overcut? Jake McKellar was the only one that made the overcut work in that sprint race, and for all money, I thought you might have had that covered off. However, there was a 3-second deficit in the lane there. 30 plays 27, so just a little bit snaggy on the box.
Yeah, I came in all right. Pretty great, close to the line, so that was pretty good. But I was coming in, I sort of forgot which car I was in, and we have to line up with the board in front of you, so I was a bit short. And then there's that eternal 2-second wait where they shift the car. So
Yep.
There was that, and then they put it back down. And I started the engine a bit too early and had to wait another second. So that was pretty much it, unfortunately.
Yeah, lot to contend with in the lane is what we're hearing, Perko. Obviously, not much out on track though. You certainly had that thing hooked up. But just talk to us about that opening lap. Both of them really. Race 1 and race 2, super good starts for both of them. Took the option away from McKellar in both of those. But more importantly, just unpacking. It looked to us that there was no contact in the chicane. Maybe Shane just awkward bounce or something there. I'm not sure whether that's how you saw it, or whether maybe there was a little bit of rub, but capitalised, but a huge sideways moment during it, mate. Did you, was it Code Brown?
Yeah, I sort of almost went through the roof there for a moment, trying to get it back under control. But yeah, starts are good. It jumps off the line pretty well. That I've heard some people say that it's a bit sluggish off the line. You got to wind the turbo up, but it jumped off pretty good. Just held the inside there, and McKellar gave me a pretty good run for my money. So that's sort of keep it clean. And once the engine kicked in, it was pretty good. So just coming up that first chicane there, I sort of wasn't sure what Shane's going to do. I didn't know, because I was running a bit more fuel, and I thought maybe he was a full tank, because I caught him pretty easily. And then I managed to get past him side by side, and he braked a bit earlier than I thought he would. I thought he might have tried to sort of bluff me out of it, but yeah, I had a bit of a run and half car's length on him, and just went to brake that a little bit late. Just the tyres were just not up to pressure, so I sort of skidded a bit, and then I bounced off that first curb, I think, and then for about half a second I was just trying to wrestle the car to make sure I didn't take Shane out, and then I just gathered it up, and then I noticed Shane sort of went a bit wide, and I think he got cleaned up, and I sort of booted after that.
Yeah, nice. And when you're into it at that stage, Perko, obviously got the race lead, caught away through lap 1. Are you already starting to think about the process, the tyre stop, and when you're going to do it? And had you sort of stuck to a plan there, or did maybe the Jake McKellar coming with you and Shane going backwards, did that change your strategy a little bit?
Yeah, I knew that if I could get in front of Shane, in front of McKellar, first corner, that I'd probably be able to hold him off. with the weather, I wasn't sure, so I put in about 60, 65 litres of fuel to just in case it was going to rain later on, so if
Yep.
I need to change tyres.
Good call.
So it was good. Yeah, I was able to hold him off, and once I realised it wasn't going to rain, I came in just stuck up after him, I think, and had a really good stop. So that sort of sealed it after that. And I saw Shane when I came out, he's 7 seconds. So I'm right. All right, got to put in some good laps and just stay ahead. And yeah, managed to bring it home. It was super good. Really, really pleased.
Yeah, nice. And those two going to battle in that last lap was probably just a little bit of drop the heart rate a couple of beats, I'm sure, mate, because you had sort of leading into the second last lap, it was 0.4, 0.5. And then those guys sort of, Shane was a bit of a half chance down at the bottom of the boot there. And it just really cemented those last two corners that you could just drive your line and not worry too much. So once again, beautiful job. Love watching the sideways, Perko, but I tell you what, I don't mind watching the straight and victorious one as well. It's a welcome addition, Lee.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Floor is yours, mate. If you want to shout out any of your sponsors or supporters or followers, mate, well done.
Shout out to you, lads, I guess. Thanks again. Thanks for Asrnz. Really good racing. Yeah. Thanks.
Awesome stuff. There you go. That is Lee Perkins from P1 here tonight. Goes 3-1 to have an absolutely outstanding round, Davo. They say racing was the winner tonight. We got treated to a very, very good battle, to name a few. Certainly through the mid part of both those races, Enright, and then also Vetiger, Melling, Wilton, all came to play tonight. Lots of battles throughout. Once again, good stuff here from the Asrnz lads. Turn it on every Thursday night. Like you said, plenty of life left in this one, I reckon.
Oh, absolutely, J-Man. Yeah, and good solid numbers. Crazy racing. Obviously, Watkins Glen delivering once again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, J-Man. Got my back again tonight. Awesome work, my friend. But look, we're going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Davo's had enough. It's been a long week.
Thanks, viewers. Thanks for chiming in, Maddie, Georgie, everyone else, Oscar in there as well.
Yes.
Appreciate all the support.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you, viewers. Please hit the like button on your way out tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and support Asrnz and Matchfit Entertainment by doing so. We much appreciate all of your support, ladies and gentlemen. But like I mentioned, we are going to wrap it up. We are, I don't know, Monday stream. I don't think next week. Rainlight Racing wrapping up their season 12 earlier this week, so we've got a little bit of a break, but then back on Tuesdays for the V8 supercars at SCNZ. So stand by for that. So make sure you hit the subscribe and the notifications so you don't miss out on everything Matchfit Entertainment has got to deliver. And we're going to call it there. Next week, Indianapolis, ladies and gentlemen, Thursday night at Asrnz. Be there. Bye for now.
See ya.